And we are live. Grand Rising, beautiful, melanated, original, whatever you respectfully call yourself, people. Now, I'm going to say something about Grand Rising because I've been hearing in social media that they don't trust people who say Grand Rising. Okay, but y'all will say good morning. So we got to get our words together. I just wanted to put that in there. But as y'all see the title, we are going to be talking about who's in power. Who is really in power? Who are you really voting for? What is all these shenanigans that's going on every 4 years? So, is the president in power? Because it's not him. It's not him or her. I see my mistake in my title. But just hold on, sit back and enjoy the ride.
Warning, the following program contains strong Black first opinion about mature and strong subject matter that affects Black America and the diaspora as a whole. Listen at your own risk, you sissies.
Grand Rising All, you are listening to the one and only Be One or None. Good morning from Africatown, Los Angeles.
That's a dope ass intro.
I know. Look, she over here, little mama right here with her lollipop. She damning. She said thumbs up.
Love it.
Somebody, yeah, she was dancing. But okay, we're back. We're back. The nation is in the house. Shout out to Kathy B. Go follow her channel. Shout out to Angela, Clearest Conscious. Okay, follow her. And shout out to D Mays, Mind Games Uncut. Shout out to Black Love Lynn. And go ahead, Angie. You can ready to say something?
Oh no, I was gonna say what's up and make sure y'all follow Queen Tina Berry too. It's Straight Nose Chasing with the Queen.
Okay, so
No doubt.
before we get started, I want to just say this. I think Pablo is coming in. Hold on, let's bring him on stage. So while we're doing that, I want us to just get a quick understanding because I think we are teaching our children wrong. Because our children and the people who are voting knows nothing about the government. We don't know why we're voting for the president. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to lovely lady 37177. FBA built America, broken traditions. Shout out to y'all in the chat. So what are we really voting for and what is really going on? Because we get up every year and play this, dust us off and let's go on down to the polls because it's 4 years now. We got to vote for another president while the real people who are ruling America is sitting in the Senate and the House of Representatives. So I am going to read you something. This is an explanation of the American government because I think we need to make sure that our people are in government 101. That should be the number one in school. Number one thing in school. Government 101 and economics.
Finances.
Yeah, finances.
Economics. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So the American government is structured into three branches: the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. Right now, every 4 years, they got you voting for the executive branch. Why you don't know, every 2 years, a portion of the Senate is being elected in your very town. When is the Senate elections? Can anybody on the panel tell me what year do you vote for your senators?
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
but every 2 years.
Every 2 years, but what is your year? When do we vote in California? When do we vote in Georgia? We know it's every 2 years, but when? When is it advertised to you?
That's a good question.
Good one.
Yeah, it's every 2 years, and it's only a select senators because there are some senators, the House whip, the majority whip, all of them are sitting in seats for years. Because how did we have Mitch McConnell, who's basically a decayed mummy, walking around telling us what to do? And all of them, you know what I'm saying? So we need to
really. Dianne Feinstein died in office, didn't she?
Hey, Congressional Black Caucus, look at them.
Yeah, like these people are sitting around and we keep arguing, and they've been in power all this time, and we keep arguing about a damn president who don't do nothing but run the executive branch. Now, let me break this down to you. The executive branch is led by the president. The only thing a president can do is put in an executive orders. That's how we get in these budgets. That's how Kamala giving our money away to the immigrants. I'm not saying Kamala. I'm saying Kamala is because she breaks the casting vote. She's the tiebreaker in the votes. We got them doing everything. They can put in an executive order, but they do not run America. Do you know that? The executive branch is responsible for enforcing laws, managing foreign relations, commanding the army, and overseeing the government departments and agencies. That's why we keep talking about is the laws. If your president is going to do something, those are the people we need to talk to about all these police pew-pewing us, as we can say, I guess, the SHOOT word. That's why they are unaliving us. But the people that are supposed to back us, the Democrats and the Republicans, is really nothing but the House of Representatives and the legislative branch. They are supposed to be check and balance so that one don't get more power than another. But we're playing this game like, okay, if the Republicans get in there, they're going to have the power. Or if the Democrats get in there, they're going to have the power. They're supposed to be on the same side, right?
Yeah. I'll pull up a broken tradition. Last comment. It's necessary and sad.
Hold on. Wait, let me finish reading this. Yeah. The executive branch is responsible for foreign relations. That's why we get the immigrants getting all our stuff, commanding the military, and overseeing the government departments. Now, the legislative branch consists of the House of Representatives and the Senate. Those two people sit, those two organizations, the Democrats and the Republicans, they sit together in the dang on legislative branch. And guess what they're responsible for? They are responsible for making the laws and controlling the budget and regulating commerce. The Democrats and the Republicans are supposed to work together to help each other. But see, when they did not get us back into slavery the way they wanted to, you have to understand that they found another way to enslave us. So they filled up these seats with white people, whitey people, majority, because black people think y'all getting in there, you got one seat and you got 100 white people against you. They filling up the seats so that they can still pass laws that benefit white corporations, white companies, and any other country that is going to fall under their ruling so that they can make money. The legislative branch, again, consists of the Senate and the House of Representatives. And it's responsible for making laws, controlling the budget, and regulating commerce. That means you are broke right now because of your senators. And y'all don't even know how the motherfuckers got in office. Now we're going to the judicial branch. The judicial branch has its own the judicial branch is headed by the Supreme Court. They are responsible for interpreting the law, settling disputes, and determining the constitution of the laws and government actions. So you got the judicial branch that is supposed to be checks and balances for the laws that are being imposed on us. Each branch has its own distinct powers and responsibilities, and they are designed to provide a system of checks and balances to prevent any one branch from becoming too powerful. The system ensures that each branch has a specific role in the governance of the country and provides a system of accountability and oversight among the branches. So, why are we voting for the president again? Why are we voting? I'm going to go to this comment. Broken Tradition said it's necessary and sad that we have to have a lesson on basic government. Yes, because we have been, we've been tricked. Let me see what the other person said. If you're sitting back waiting, on a sitting president to change your situation, you have failed. You are responsible for your success and failure, not the president. I don't agree with that. You are only responsible for knowing who you are putting in your office, sitting in your own states. And then we are responsible because we're buying Gucci, Louis, Vuitton, we're playing music, we're doing video games, we're doing everything but training our kids on who's going to be your next senator, who's going to be your representative for the state, because the senators are elected every 2 years and they run on a 6-year term. And the elections for 1/3 of the Senate seats, 1/3 occurs every 2 years. They say the staggered election system ensures that the entire Senate is not up for re-election at one time. Members of the House of Representatives are elected for 2-year terms, with all 435 seats up for re-election at every even numbered year, typically referred to as midterm elections. We don't understand none of that I just read, and y'all know it, because we don't practice. The only thing we know is that we better get ready to dance and put on our dancing shoes for the 4 years that this president gonna come out, because all Black folks gonna do is get some entertainment while everybody else is playing government. I land my plane.
Damn. Yes. Hey, sisters, thank you for that information. Yeah. Thank you for the information. I mean, like, you're right. We don't read. Well, I say we don't read. Some of us don't read. Some because it's not entertaining to a lot of our people.
Exactly.
Well, unfortunately, like I said, it's a lot of stuff people don't, even on the local level, we don't understand how things work. You know, me working on a local level with a lot of politicians and stuff, there's a lot of stuff I didn't know till we started getting involved. But then we're wondering like why things don't get done in our community and stuff, because you don't get certain people in there, you're not going to get anything done. Yeah, you're right. Senators and all that. Look at Barack Obama. We didn't know this guy. He just popped out of nowhere because you didn't know it. We didn't know. Hell, we didn't know anything really about Kamala Harris. She just popped up. A lot of other politicians, not just the so-called black ones, but the white ones too. These people, a lot of these people are connected to other things, other organizations. A lot of these people are tied with BlackRock, Vanguard, and all them other groups. Those financial groups, you know, that really run everything. They put their own people in place. Like we're gonna, you know, the Henry Kissinger, all them people, all these folks, they have foreign relations, like you said, foreign relations. The what's that other one? It's so many different ones. They be a part of different organizations, and they put their people in these certain seats and stuff. They do the same thing on a local level. So, but a lot of people don't understand that we see the faces they want us to see, and we just ride with them without even doing. If you go and do real research on a lot of these people, you'll find a lot of dirt on them. Unfortunately, but a lot of our people just don't think that's important. I'll let my plane.
And then I want to say this too. I'm gonna give you the qualifications, because see, we keep looking for jobs. When them immigrants come over here, when these white people are raising their children, they're not looking for jobs. They're coming to look to build businesses. They're digging in the books and they're digging in the laws so they can find out how to get money for their businesses and how they can get money for tax breaks. They're looking at how they can put their people who look like them, not just so that they can dance. You don't see no white person dancing for other people to get in power. They want to put somebody that looks like them in office. Why? Because if you look like me, you walk like me, you live in my community, you're going to bring back the goodies that is going to help my community thrive. That's why it's ridiculous for us to vote for people just because they're black, because there's a lot of black sellouts, as Pablo say, floating on a block, the chocolate Titanic. But let me tell you the qualifications. We keep talking about how people have background. Y'all keep talking about, oh, a felon, Trump is a felon and he's being running for president. That because it ain't no rules. They make sure the rules are those little crumbs that they know we're going to run after. Jobs. Oh, well, you need a credit check or you need to have experience. Oh, you want to run a business? Well, you have to have this, and that. But let me tell you the qualifications that they left all open for the real seats that we should have been piling these seats up a long time ago, but we don't know how to come up in our community. The only thing we do in our communities is raise money to give to the poor. Like we're the government. The government is supposed to be taking care of their people, not us. We are in a situation as black people where we have a tyrannical government that is on us. Do you know what a tyrannical government means? It means a government that is not taking care of you. When your government becomes a tyrannical government to you, you have every right. These are international laws to create your own government or succeed from that government. This is what they're not telling you. Our government is a tyrannical government because when you want to be a citizens to come into your country, you're saying you're going to do something for those citizens. When a citizen come into your country, you're saying, I'm going to feed, house, make sure you have ability to get jobs, and I'm going to protect you. That's what the immigrants are getting. We are American citizens by default, and we're not being fed, we're not being housed, we're not being taken care of, we're not being protected. They're letting the boys in the blue uniforms pew us, unalive us all the time. They're not giving us resources to build up our communities. The only thing they give us is junk. And we are walking around as junky people. Now, the qualification to become a United States president, first you have to be a natural born citizen. I don't know how these immigrants are getting in, but you have to be a natural born citizen. This is what Trump was saying about Obama. You got to be a natural born citizen. They ain't leave out no they ain't make no rules for the vice president or the wives and stuff, because it's an insult for some people to come in here and become our president or vice president or first lady or first husband, and they're not even American citizens. First of all, you got to be a natural born citizen. You got to be at least 35 years old and reside in the United States for at least 14 years. That's all. That's all you have to be to have a president. You don't have to have no college degree. You don't have to have no background in nothing. All you got to be is a natural born citizen, 35 years old, and a resident of the United States for 14 years. For a senator, all you have to be is a 30 years old, have been a citizen of the United States for 9 years. Do you see the difference? President, not natural born citizen. Senator, you only have to be here 9 years and reside a resident of the state that you wish to represent. That's a senator at the time of election. Each state is represented by 2 senators, resulting in a total of 100 seats. So we got 2 senators for each state, and those are the 2 people that are running the power. And the third person is your governor. They don't mention the governor. So you got 3 people in almost every state is ran by white people. And we wondering why we struggling.
She cooking, y'all.
Now,
I don't understand it's a political theater. You got to understand how it works.
Yeah, you got to play. I used to play Monopoly when we were little. Y'all ain't played Monopoly?
Oh,
that
yeah.
shit real. We playing Monopoly right now.
In chess.
Yep. Now, the members of the House of Representatives must be at least 25 years old, have been citizens of the United States for 7 years, and be residents of the state that they wish to represent at the time of the election. And it didn't say how many years they needed to be a resident of that state to be a House of Representatives. It just said you just need to be a resident of the state, and you need to be 25 years old. You need to have been a citizen for 7 years. The number of seats in the House of Representatives is fixed at 435 seats. Each state representative is determined by the population size. So you might have 10 over in California, 3 or 4 in Alabama. So it varies. That's why we can't get nowhere, because we don't know who to ask nothing for. We don't know how to get in what seat to do what. We keep talking about Democrats, Republicans. Ain't nobody talking about senators and representatives. I land my plane again.
Yeah.
I see those things were getting everything was getting less for each person. The years were less.
Yep.
The age was less. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of older, you wonder why we don't have a lot of younger people that want to get involved with politics because they don't want to get caught up in the mess. Think about all these so-called presidents that get elected. A lot of them go gray real fast because it's a lot of stress. When they go through them doors, they really see who really runs everything. You know what I'm saying? What's that book? There's so many books I read, but they breaks that down too. You know what I'm saying? Like these people know. See, the people that really run everything, they don't. We call them Illuminatis and all that stuff. Them people, like somebody said, if it's a secret society, why society know so much about them? So
they
it's
have
like
their secret societies. You don't remember the Supreme Court judge? I forgot what his name was. That he went on a secret society camping outing and mysteriously passed. Nobody talking about that.
Oh yeah. Is that hell? Even with back with Bill Clinton, remember the brother Ron Brown? Mysteriously he got pew-pewed in the head, and it supposed to been a plane crash, but when they did the autopsy, he got pew-pewed to the head. So yeah, and nobody else. And it's funny when they did the funeral for the brother, they showed Bill Clinton, one of his advisors, walking. They was cracking up laughing, and when the camera zoomed on them, they started laughing. They started acting like they was crying because it's all a game and they know how to play it. You know what I'm saying? They put it out there for us. Like I say, even with this thing now, it's election right now. This stuff. I ask people this question right here. Kamala Harris, okay, she was a senator, she was a prosecutor, right? People in California knew about when she was a prosecutor, but when she came out in 2020, she got no support. Why wasn't all these black women, the 44,000 black women, didn't put the money behind her back then? So all of a sudden now she's this thing, the new light, and everybody supporting her. Why didn't y'all support her in 2020? Because you weren't told to. Like your masters didn't tell you to do it. So in 2020, it just be honest, the only reason why they picked Biden because he had just ran with he was vice president to Biden. I mean to Obama. That's the only reason why black people supported him. But then when he picked, see, then it's a game, political game. He said, okay, I'm gonna pick Kamala, whatever. I'm gonna pick her, and I guarantee you, she knew that when it was time for her turn, black people gonna follow the lead like they always do. It's like puppets. I land my plane. And Queen, thanks for putting that information out, because a lot of people didn't need to know that, because that's some things I didn't know. I know.
Yeah, I've been looking at this for a long time. Go ahead, Pablo. Go ahead.
You almost, not you almost. Now the question needs to be asked. A couple of years ago, when Scamala first started giving out this money to so-called urban organizations, aka black organizations, and you find out now with this private Zoom call that a lot of those same organizations were part of that 1.2 million raised the first day, and then the 1.2 million raised by the men the second day, whatever the total was. And now we have 500K raised by the black church on another private Zoom call. So you see, you got to ask the question, when old slave trader Joe's first came in and blew Camel out of the water at the last primaries, which, by the way, this time she didn't even have to go through that process. But when he came in and blew her out of the way, what kind of backroom deals were made? It's as if they knew Biden wasn't going to be able to make it to the second term, and these moves being made is like bets were being hedged and made on, okay, we're going to have to look for him to transition and pass the baton to Kamala. But if you were paying attention behind the scenes, you would know that it was telegraphed that slave trader Joe was going to do his bye-bye speech and pass the baton. But when it was first announced, they were saying that he did not want to endorse Scamala. So who was he going to pick, and what happened there to the point that she got able to just bypass the whole primary process? And it's like, if you know who Edward Bernays is, that's the father of propaganda. If you study the work of Bernays, you can see that they have us under complete and absolute total mind control. Hitler himself could come out with a donkey and a blue suit and a tie. He can rise from the dead, come back and go into the Democrat Party, and they tell us to vote, and we're going to go in there and say he's a black hero, he's been doing this and that for us, and they will literally go twerk their booties to the polls and go vote for Hitler himself. That's how much of a grip they have.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, people don't even know that George Bush and some other Republicans are backing Kamala Harris, because it's all part of the game. See, like, you gotta look at this too. We all know that Bush had ties with Obama. Come on, man. Like, everybody's in these circles, so they gotta do each other a favor. So yeah, and like I said, they already know who's gonna be president. and the people up here on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, debating each other, arguing with each other, and they already know. You know what I'm saying? It just and some people say, well, how did they know? They know. I mean, that's why these people basically had a coup. They didn't nominate this woman. They didn't have no debates or nothing. They just like, well, you're gonna be the president, Democratic nominee. That's it. Nothing. She didn't go through none of the proper channels. Like she didn't, everything you're supposed to do through our so-called democracy, she didn't do it. And black people don't even question that. They ain't question it because they're looking at the identity politics of it all. They're not looking at it as you supposed to be following the rules of our, of our constitution, all that stuff. They don't care about that. They just want to hurry up and get her in there. And no questions asked. Never question the authority. I land my plane.
I want to say piggyback off of that. And Ronald put 20 years ago, black people didn't have these discussions. We were totally asleep. And that goes to what you're saying.
Boom.
We didn't have these discussions, so you wouldn't know what to vote for. You wouldn't know what to look for. How are you going to look for something you didn't know was missing? This is why they pile us in school and teach us everything except for the truth about our government. That's why most inner city kids, once they gave us the integration that Martin Luther King warned about before they pew-pewed him, they made sure when he said he was integrating us in the burning house, when we got into those desegregated schools, white people pulled their kids out and gave them private teaching and private learning. And then it was a playground for white women to get jobs to teach our black kids. I'm not saying black women didn't get jobs, but think about it. We keep acting like we were on an even playing ground. My grandparents weren't allowed to go to school. Your grandparents wasn't. So who was teaching us white people schools? I mean, white people education. My mom said when they was integrated, my mom was saying until Martin Luther King did what he did, she never went to school with other white people like that because they didn't want us around and we had our own schools. Then all of a sudden they had to go to school, and guess when they got in high school, the first thing they wanted to teach them was Roots. They played the movie Roots. If any of y'all from these southern schools down here, like I went, why did we sit in class? Yeah, but they made sure that white women had jobs, white men had jobs, because most white men were the principals, the coaches, and everything. And then we sit back and wonder, hey, how was my parents going to teach me about a business? And they didn't even get the education they did. My mom said when they got into the schools, in public schools, the books were old. Some of the books was missing pages. I don't know if y'all remember that. I was from New York. I remember our public schools predominantly black, a couple of Latinos or Hispanic, whatever you want to call them. And I remember being in New York. I remember it was this one weird kid that was different from everybody else until I got in Alabama. I realized he was white because he didn't look black. He wasn't a Latino. He wasn't a Jamaican. So who was he? That's because white people weren't in our schools. When they integrated our schools, they took their kids out, and our schools was just a job. Our communities is just a job for them. While their kids was learning the real truth about America, our people were just coming up out of the woodworks, as they say, out of the holes. I remember the books being so old. We used to fight hoping that we got a book with a cover on it. Look at what America has done to us. And we argue with each other, and it's a spit in my face for Kamala to sit up here and tell me she's a black woman when your mama and them live safely in India and travel back and forth to Jamaica, when your granddaddy was keeping slaves with your daddy that you claim was Jamaican when he's only Jamaican because he probably was born over there by his granddaddy was sitting up here taking care of, making sure he beat the backs off the slaves who wasn't picking the sugar cane, and we sitting up here debating on if these people are black or not. My black experience.
They don't want to hear that part. Keep going.
Exactly. Go ahead, y'all talk. I got somebody at the door.
Yeah, and you're right, man. And that thing is, like I said, we just identity politics. We just want to support somebody who kind of look like us, but not us. The lady pandering to us. She's talking about she cooking collard greens in a tub. You doing these little dances at the HBCU pep rallies with looking funny as hell. You smoke some weed, listen to Tupac in 1985. I mean, it's just a joke. And then the whole DNC convention, I was talking to somebody just was on my TikTok, and they said it was there. And I was asking her, I said, "What is the conversation?" Cool, sister. I ain't no disrespect to her. I said, what's the conversation amongst black people at the DNC? And she was like, jobs. I said, that's it? No reparations, no tangible for black people? And I'm like, she said, jobs. I said, okay. So that let me know most black people are not thinking about no kind of tangibles, no form of reparations, anything for us. They thinking about themselves. I mean, jobs. You get you a job. I mean, I'm trying to.
I mean, what does that mean, though? Are they saying? I mean, did they elaborate? Where are we talking about jobs that
they talking about the job to pay
taken away, or are we talking about immigrants? Are we?
No, it's about jobs. Period. They say it's about jobs. I guess so because everything is high, so they can provide for their family and stuff like that. Yeah, she was saying. Like she said, she's blue all day, like Kamala all day, like regardless what you say about her. It's just. I'm saying I'm like I don't hear other even with Al Sharpton them. I hear these guys like today. I listen to this radio Al Sharpton on 1380 here in Atlanta. It's a crappy. The signal is terrible. It be staticky and stuff. Nobody don't listen to them old fossils anymore, really. But I just curious to see what they were talking about. They were talking about RFJ Jr. You know, he switched over. He went to the other side with Trump and stuff like that. And it was like, yeah, we should denounce him because when the pandemic was going on, he was going down to black churches and black neighborhoods, trying to stop them from taking the jab. I'm like, Al, you are a fool. He was trying to help y'all guys. Like he was telling y'all they really trying to push this in the black community, and y'all up here talking about he's crazy. Yeah, I never heard anything like that in my life. I'm like, my man trying to tell you that this jab is not good for you, but you just because you don't like
who did you say did that?
RFK Jr. He went down there. You know, he was against the vaccine. He was against the jab, and I think even Rizza Islam, all them guys had linked up with him, but he was going to the black community, telling black people don't take it because they pretty much in so many words they trying to push it into y'all community first. Like they were giving you cookies and alcohol and weed and all kind of crap just to take it. And they think black people are weak link. They think they're not really a thinking people, so they'll believe anything they put out there. That's why a lot of the politicians. That's why, like with Obama, he had that swag. He's a good speaker. Kamala Harris is not. That's why she haven't really she never haven't spoke really yet. Like she haven't did any interviews without having a teleprompter or something around, so telling her what to say because she's not good at that. So yeah, these politicians, they are created. They are puppets to the ones who really run everything. They've been vetted. They've been they've been coached what not to say. Just like if you look at any black liberal, any black Democrat, all of them say the same thing. Banana neglect, the Monahan report type deal. They're not gonna promise black people anything. Stacey Abrams did the same thing here in Georgia. Of course, Kamala Harris. You know, I'm not doing that specifically for black people. And a bunch of them do that. Obama, he did the same thing. Asked him about reparations. He got mad at one. I think it was a couple of times they asked him that. One time he's sitting in the chair. He got up like he wanted to kick dude in the chest and ride the room. But that's who we dealing with, man. Puppets, puppets, and agents of chaos. I land my plane. God damn it.
Well, she's supposed to do an interview. Her and the potential VP.
Yeah, September the 10th. But I hear that they might not do it now.
Well, it's supposed to be. I think it's this Thursday for CNN. I thought.
What is it? I'm sorry, I was away. What is it?
There's a Kamala and the potential VP is supposed to do an interview with CNN. I said this Thursday, but I know it's coming out.
Okay, cool. Can somebody, the meme 88 Lewis, can you put up what he posted? He said something.
I wonder why they chose CNN.
I don't know. Can you put that in the chat? Can you put that
because CNN because CNN is gonna help. I see someone ask me a question. Said the Darren Lewis 88 said, "Hey, honestly, y'all, I think, oh Lord, I think it's the end, y'all. Jesus is about to come back. White enemy." Don't I believe
Lord have mercy.
I believe it's the
Jesus.
end, but if you look at science and you go out beyond the blue clouds that they painted you to think is heaven, there is billions of planets out there. So to think that this one person that they made as a man is going to come down and blow up Earth and the rest is going to come, is we got to get out of the childish fantasies, because I believe it's an end, but it's an end of white supremacy. That's why they're going so hard. That's why they want us to go back into the not having knowledge that they tried to keep from us all these generations. Because remember, we weren't built, Black people were living before America conquered. I mean, the colonizers conquered America, and we're here now. It's only been 400 years, even though it's during our time. It's only been 400 years of white ruling. They are already dying off. So when you want to talk about Jesus, I say Jesus is the melanin that's in us, the molecule of life, if we understand what melanin is.
Facts. And like Ray Nagin said, the pastor said, Black people are emotionally attached to their imagination. That's in.
Yes. And so we got to understand that I do believe there's something coming, but I believe it's the end of the ruling, because just like the people in Rome fell. If we look at, we had so many wars before, things have changed, but what it is that they're making sure they have a chokehold on Black people as the world passes us by. The world is passing us by like this, and Black people are being held here, and the world is going like this. They're holding us hostage because everything is a thought.
Facts.
Anything you want is a thought. You wanted that job, it was a thought first. I'm gonna get up and go do this. I need this job. Well, I gotta study this and that to have this. Everything is a thought first. They are controlling our thoughts because we are the gods of creation. Nothing is created without Black people. After a Black person creates it, they jump on it and piggyback on it. So the only thing that's happening right now is the end of white comfortability, because you're no longer comfortable with the Black folks, okay, sitting in the shed waiting for Jesus to come while y'all eat y'all shrimps and lobster and go on your yacht and keep us working. That comfortability is upsetting. So now they got to do what they never thought they were going to do. Let me pull a Black person out the hat. Voila, abracadabra.
Yep, here we go again. 2008 and 2000 and what he had 2012. Yeah, same thing with Obama. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And some people just
Black
want
person out the hat.
Yeah, it's a quote from the Batman movie that was talking about the Joker. Everybody know the Joker. He's a popular character, and what's his name? Batman Butler was talking to him. He was like, "This guy crazy." He's talking about the Joker. Batman, like, how can I beat him? Like, this dude don't live by no kind of code. Like, he don't care about nothing. And he was like, Alfred told Batman, said, "Look, he said he was talking about a guy they tried to when they tried to get this guy, they were trying to bribe the people to give this guy up." And he was saying he was talking about some people don't care. Like, some people, money can't bribe some people. You can't do nothing. Some people just want to see the world burn. And now you got a lot of people like that. I'm just saying that. I'm using that for analogy. It's some people, like you saying, let Rome fall. It's people right now don't care anymore. They're like, man, let this shit just fall. I know some people say it's crazy because they got family, but everybody, a lot of people think like the hell with all this. I don't care.
Me too.
Thing. Let it fall. Dismantle the whole government. It don't work. It ran off an old
only
system.
person going to lose out is white people.
Fact.
They're trying to hold on to They're trying to hold on. Wait a minute. I try to put something in. I try to put in hashtag let Rome fall. They on my YouTube rejected your comment. This is usually because they think it's spam. Okay, I guess they getting rid of it. If somebody could put hashtag let Rome fall in the chat to see if y'all can, because I'm the one that's hosting this.
Exactly. Let me tell you what they're doing. Look, exactly. You're right. Look, let me tell you what they're doing too. Another thing they're doing. I'm gonna be talking about this on a pop-up live. They are like on Facebook. Go put something about Kamala Harris in there. They will not let you do it. They are
controlling. These are desperate rich
Mm-hmm.
people who've been in office, who've rode this white horse for so many years. And I like that what TS said. We didn't need that educational system. And TS said they don't want us to educate ourselves They don't want us to be dependent upon ourselves. They want us to continue what the Democrats are doing. Is the Democrats have created a dependent system of Black people that we don't see. Just like I was trying to tell somebody, I work for myself. I work hard. It's a cleaning business. If I would have known something, then I would have went somewhere else. But it was the easiest business to get into. It's $1 billion industry. It's enough money for everything. But they don't want us to. They want us to look down. Oh, you clean toilets, but yet they will praise the Mexican and the maid, and they won't tell you how much money is back there. They will, but we are. They want us to be dependent. And the Republicans are saying, no, we don't want you to be dependent. We're going to put this money up in the air. You're going to have to learn policies and stuff and help your people. So when Trump is saying he's taking away money from the Department of Education, strip that motherfucker.
Exactly.
Give us the chance to build our own schools. We are not seeing it from the other side, because we have never been in the power of our own for the past hundreds of years, because the Democrats have been telling us where to eat, what to eat, how to do it, what to do with our children, what to do with our husbands, what to do with our wives, and we don't understand freedom anymore.
Facts.
So when somebody gives you a plate of freedom, even though they got their little intentions behind it, we are Black people. We make sugar out of shit. Not trying to be funny.
Facts. And I would say this too. I mean,
hold on. We make sugar out of shit, not trying to be funny. And all we got to do is get what the Republicans are saying and go from there. You know, they got their little twist. Everybody keeps talking about Project 2025. No, what Trump did. Trump gave them money to he shut down America. You could not be, if you were an immigrant, he was hard on the immigration. They care more about DACA and immigrants than they care about the people here. When Trump was in office, I'm not praising him, but when Trump was in office, me and my daughter and them, our bank accounts we had at least a couple of thousand that I can go keep in my bank account. Now I'm pinching here or there to pay bills, to eat. Come on, let's tell the damn truth and stop blaming ourselves because we poor and Black, because the Democrats singe in our head. This is just normal to be Black and poor and struggle. No, it's not.
And then even that thing that Biden was trying to do, I guess they're doing still with Cash App. If you make so much money, they want you to pay taxes on that. I'm like, damn.
That's the Budget Act. All that is what Kamala voted for, but we don't know that. Because we don't know what the vice president does. When when Biden put in his stimulus, she voted for it. She voted for it. That's why people's houses are going up.
Yeah.
That's why it's so much going on in the government now.
And another thing, exactly. There's another thing that people don't know. Now it's 40-year mortgages out now, not 30-year, 40-year mortgages, boy. These people want to keep
because you don't ever pay the same banks. The banks are owned by the same rich people, but then these rich white people come make a bank. Now you still owned by that big bank, but now I got a little piece of the bank, and now you go down. All these banks are still owned by white people. It's still the same people charging you. Why do we go pay taxes out of our paycheck, pay taxes to the IRS, buy a car, pay taxes, go to the store, pay taxes? It's the same. We're being robbed by America. Black, white, Chinese, we all being robbed.
Everybody being screwed. Think about this. I would tell people this. Like, even when you talk about the Senate, you got the House, the House and the Senate and all that, right? So they the one pass the bills and all that stuff. You got to go through all that to get stuff done. They said, but Obama was in there, it was mostly Republicans. Okay, they didn't let him do anything. Okay, now fast forward a couple years ago, most of the House and the Senate is Democrat, right? So you couldn't get a hate crime bill passed, and majority of the Senate and the House is what? Democrat. So what I'm saying, it's all BS, man. They'll make excuses. They say, well, one or two Republicans blocked it. They didn't want to go. It's a political theater, man. That's why I tell people, don't get caught up in this stuff. These people. Both parties support the war in Gaza and the war in Ukraine. That says a lot, but even Trump supports it. So it's like at the end of the day, these people, they know what's going on. It's I gotta play it. I gotta script it out. I gotta do my part. I gotta play along, make it look like I ain't saying that Trump them like RFK. He had a hell of a speech. I don't know if y'all heard his endorsement speech, but he was just saying how the Democratic Party had shifted. They used to be for democracy and for the people, but now they are party of
Democratic
war.
Party never
Part
been
of
for
war.
democracy, never been for the people. It was created by the KKK because
Yeah.
there was no Democratic Party. We don't even know the
Yeah.
government. The KKK got in and created the Democratic Party so that they can go back against black people. But go ahead.
Dixie crash. Yeah, you're right. 100% right. Yeah, this is the way it is. Like I said, at the end of the day, we got to start looking out for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Get with like-minded other black people that's thinking like us. Because like I said, this conversation, most black people ain't trying to listen to it. They like, man, I want to hear all that crap.
It's not
Football season is here. It's not
You gotta
entertaining.
twerk and say, you gotta twerk. Hey, this is the branch of the government. Twerk, twerk. This is what the government do. Twerk, twerk. That's what we don't want to be grown.
Like I said, I tell everybody, go look at the documentary "How to Sell to the Negro." It's on YouTube. It still should be on here. How to Sell to the Negro. It ain't it ain't about just clothes and all that, but even politics. They sell that to us, and we fall for it every time because we think we doing something. We think we actually doing our part, but we're not doing anything because you don't have a super PAC. You don't have no kind of organization to put behind a certain candidate to make sure you get what you want, like other groups. They come out from other countries and know this, and we don't even know how to. We don't even know about how to do it. That's the sad part about it. I like my plane, y'all. I know we about to get up out of here.
Yeah, we're about to get up out of here. I thought I was going to be able to play something, and I'm going to just have to play it from my phone because it didn't download. But I just want to show you how, hold on. I'm going to see if it'll, hold on. But I might just have to play it from here. Hold on. I am going
to the mic. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to play it from here, but I want y'all to all just see how they play us. These people don't like each other. They know the dirt that each one of them does, but long as they can team up to make that money. See, when these senators, House of Representatives, the Black Bootleg, Ricky Smiley, Plies, all these celebrity black people, they go home. The rich, the government, they go home because they're not worried about it. Nobody coming after them. The rich, they go home because they got a little piece. They got chunks of the pie. They ain't got the whole pie. They got chunks. And then they don't care about the rest of us with crumbs. All they want is the government to keep running so that they can make money and pass it on to the people who look majority white. That's all it is. But I want to play this clip just right here. I'm going to see if y'all can hear it. And I want to show you how this chick sit up here, Joe. We love you, Joe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Kamala, this and that. But they were going at it. Let's see.
God damn it.
In the state of California, there were two of the most segregated school districts in the country, in Los Angeles and in San Francisco. And she did not, like, I didn't see a single solitary time she brought a case against them to desegregate them. Secondly, she also was in a situation where she had a police department when she was there that in fact was abusing people's rights. And the fact was that she in fact was told by her own people, that her own staff, that she should do something about and disclose to defense attorneys like me, that you in fact have been, the police officer did something that did not give you information, would exculpate your client. She didn't do that. She never did it. And so what happened? Along came a federal judge and said, enough, and he freed 1,000 of these people. If you doubt me, Google 1,000 prisoners freed, Kamala Harris.
Thank you, Vice President Biden.
What a mess.
Did you hear with his own mouth that she kept prisoners, that she had segregated schools and did nothing? Did we not hear this with they said they told so much of her dirt she dropped out. But now they buddy. Ain't that what we call two-faced in the black community?
And don't forget when she called him racist to his face.
Yeah,
it's a political theater.
Yeah.
Like
and now you buddy.
Exactly.
You ever notice though, everything they say about her, about the things she did in California, we ain't worried about the affair. That's and all the stuff she did, the prosecuting, not letting people out of, not letting people out of prison and having them still working for free, stuff like that. Yeah, she never denied it. She never denied any of that stuff.
Oh, she stood right there and soaked it up, and then that's one of the few times she told the truth. I have a question though. You know, we always talking about F the police. We want to show up every time somebody black gets killed by the police. Don't snitch, don't this, though that. Do any of you find it funny that all that goes out of the window when all that person has to do is be propped up by the Democrat Party and run for office? I mean, we got the person who called herself the top cop. We come off the heels of the George Floyd incident. We just had Sonia Massey, and now you got the same Negroes who just 48 hours ago was cheerleading for defund the police, shut this down, shut that down. Now making excuses for the top cop. I mean, I saw a Negro go online. Well, she didn't put that many people in jail. It wasn't as bad as they say it is. When just a while ago, that same Negro was out there on the front line talking about how racist the police are, how we need change. I mean, how do we explain this?
I mean, what do you mean it's not that bad? It's not that many people. You are doing immoral, unethical things against other human beings. How many people do you need to make it a bad thing? You know,
I gotta agree with that, because just that one man that she tried to prosecute for the murder charge when she knew that he was innocent and withheld the evidence, and she actually got dinged for prosecutorial misconduct. I mean, just that one atrocity alone is enough right there.
Yep. Let me play this real quick because I want y'all to look at this woman. And everybody say she the Antichrist, but I hope she gonna be the destruction. Her or Trump, I don't care. But I want y'all to listen to her. Listen to what she just said in this clip about power. See, she played the game and she know. Here you go.
The power I have as a prosecutor is that with a swipe of my pen, I can charge someone with a misdemeanor, the lowest level offense possible. And by virtue of that swipe of my pen, you will have to go to a courthouse and stand in line. You will have to come out of pocket and hire an attorney. You may get arrested for a few hours. You will be embarrassed in your community. You will miss time from coming onto the Google campus. All because with the swipe of my pen, I've charged you with a crime, which I may choose to dismiss 2 weeks later. It's an incredible amount of power. You know, the power I have as a prosecutor.
You know what? Every time I hear that, it makes me so sick.
With the swipe of my
pen too.
Didn't I tell y'all a long time ago the most dangerous creature on earth was a white man in a pen? Now it's a half black woman in a pen.
God damn it.
Yeah, you know what's crazy here? What's crazy here is this. Now, you got, like I said a couple of shows ago, those 44,000, I'll call them females, I won't use that word. And those 44,000, well, not 40, was it 20-some thousand? So it made the total was 64,000 of those private Zoom calls. And now we add on to it that the black church. Like I said, that's the desperate last cries of a dying black Democrat base, and they're doing whatever it takes to hold on to those powers. When you see all these AKAs, which is one of the chocolate Greeks, you got to understand the psychology behind this stuff and why we call it a white identity group. You are literally belonging to a group of people who identify as white Greeks and black skin and carry all their traditions. You are literally trying to be a tan version of a white empire. And these are the same people like Smiley, Steve Harvey. That's why these Negroes are angry. They can't believe they can't whip us into shape for massa, and is making them upset because now their position is threatened. That's why Harvey went off on Dr. Umar Johnson, because he's going, dang, how is this Negro who doesn't even have a syndicated TV show, how is he able to impact and affect me in my position after I've been smiling for massa this long? How is he able to do this? And so you see how desperate they get to the point you can't even say nothing online. And it goes to show the shift in the mindset. And I think a lot of us don't understand why that they only represent 30% of Black America. And it's like the horse with the bit in his mouth. How did that 30% have a control over the rest of us?
Yeah, with the swipe of that pen. When the white people got that pen and wrote that check, there go that coon, that Negro that's ready to ride the chocolate Titanic and pick up the rest of them that'll go on it with them. They don't care if they're gonna sink one day. Right now, it ain't
yeah. And these Negroes don't care. And that's the part I think we need to. If you take anything away from this program, I think you need to take that part away. Steve Harvey, Kamala Harris, even though she's not a black woman, Steve Harvey, Smiley, all these boule and celebrity Negroes, they don't care about the well-being of their own people. They don't consider themselves black anymore. When you are boule and black celebrity, you consider yourself basically you consider yourself a white person with a dark shell. And that's what they consider themselves. They're no longer identifying as black or melanated. And I think that we have a problem accepting that.
See, yeah, just like you said before, with the Greek, with the sororities, with the fraternities, it's not enough. You don't never see, besides people like us, you can't be only black. You got to be some association with white or another race, whether it's a sorority, whether it's a government seat. What they want, we used to want to get in these seats so we could change stuff. But if you look at it, Martin Luther King was a preacher. He wasn't a senator.
Oh yeah. You know, a lot of the time, and the way they've misrepresented our history, that's why they like to control the narrative. We have to understand that MLK, Martin Luther King, he was boule. He was trying to marry a white woman and things like that, but he got his Negro wake-up call, which is why he made the "I took my people into a burning house" speech, and that's why that's the last thing they want you to know and hear about him, because he got to the mountaintop and he saw the truth, and he said, "We need to stay away from these people. This is crazy."
And I'm gonna say like this: Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, Plies, Roland Martin, all these people go to bed in their white neighborhoods and they don't care what the rest of us are out here doing. They just want, we the ones making them rich because we looking at their channels, buying their merch, doing everything, and that's what they want. Because as long as they keep as long as Hoppin' Bobs, those are the Hoppin' Bobs. You know, Hoppin' Bob from the movie Life. Remember the black man with the rifle that kept all the other black people in check, except for he was still in prison himself. But do you run a what say Hoppin' by? He was like, he ain't nice like Boss. He showed you he gonna be hard on you, even though he black. He ain't as nice as the white man. That's what these other stars are. They want us to stay in line so that the pyramid can keep being. We holding the pyramid up.
Yeah, man, you know, and we gotta understand the fact. We gotta understand the reality of it. When you look at a Steve Harvey or a Smiley, when you go over the stats of Kamala Harris's record, when you go over the stats of Joe Biden's record with the crime bills and all this, they go, "Them Negroes got it. They need to lock them up. They need to put them away because they're making me look bad." That's the way they think about it. I wish I had it. I wish I had it. There was a video of the boule.
They shouldn't have been breaking the law, but yet you see all of them break the law. Kamala broke the law.
Oh yeah, she breaks it at will. And I wish I had the video to give it to you to play for the show, because there's a video from, I think it was the 1950s. It was either the late 50s or early 60s. And it was a video of the black boule over here in Africatown under Lamert Park. And they were going in detail at a house meeting about how to keep us out of their area because they didn't want to be embarrassed in front of massa.
Yep. This is why black people are wearing designer clothes, doing everything that they got to do, because they're trying to please master. But like I said, we're going to wrap this up. I need everybody to start teaching your kids what the government is and stop teaching your kids to go get a voter registration card when they don't even know why they wasting their time voting. Your most important people is your senators. They're sitting in there for years. Find out when is your next senator election, who is running for senator. See if you can run, because you don't have to have no qualifications. I read y'all the qualifications. Go to the beginning of this video. It's time that we stop being played and start using our minds like we used to, because we've been taught to let them tell us what to think. It's going to be hard. It's difficult when you start looking at the government websites and stuff like that, but we can do it together. It's time out to play. Stop playing these games, because after this presidential election in 2 more years in some state, you're going to have a new senator that's going to be sitting right there. They waiting, because when whoever becomes president, they waiting to line up the senators that's going to be right under there in the 2 years, and you're never going to hear anything about it. We got people running America, and we don't even know who they are. I land my plane. Anybody else want something to say before we get up out of here?
You laid it down. I will say that, outside of looking at physical characteristics or whatnot, we definitely need to be voting on policy. What are we looking for? And a lot of us don't know what we're looking for. We want reparations. So what does that look like? We want jobs, like D. May said earlier, jobs. What does that mean? What are we wanting? When we're talking about immigration, a lot of times we're in mainstream media, we're listening to the verbiage. A lot of people don't know what the left is. A lot of people don't know what communism is, those kind of things. So really educate yourself on what's going on, and do not be afraid to have a voice and make reason and make sense out of your choice. Okay.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm sorry, Queen. I
did my plan.
Don't be afraid to be okay that you don't know. We've been taught that we are embarrassed to say we're poor. We've been embarrassed to say, hey, we need them food stamps. We've been embarrassed to say we need this, but them immigrants saying, don't be embarrassed because you don't know how your government functioned, because it was a military military tactic used on your parents and our parents. Do not be afraid to learn something new, so it can affect you. You better off reading a government book and knowing how you're going to elect your senator than going to this next election. I land my plane. Lynn, Kathy B, D. Mays.
I'm thinking about not voting. D. Mays is out.
Oh,
thinking
no,
about not voting.
I would let him ride out. I was kind of cooking, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, D. Mays.
Y'all, we gonna get up out of here. We had an hour more.
Yeah, I better go vote for Kamala and vote blue no matter who. God damn it! Vote like your life depends on it. Yeah, vote like your life depends on it. I asked to die for you to vote.
Read like your life depends on it. Understand the elections and read your government and understand the functions of your government.
Cornel West still has a fighting chance.
Nah, he's out. I don't think they got him. He's not. And in Georgia, they're
not acknowledging him.
Yeah, Georgia.
They keep telling you it's only 2 people to vote for.
Yeah, in Georgia, I think they're gonna know by Tuesday. I think, or next week they're gonna know if they be able to put him, or if K Jr. is there. I don't care because he already pledged his allegiance to Biden and then Jill Stein. The rest of them, they trying to see can they put them on the ballot. They're probably not going to do that because it's not going to matter. But I land my plane.
Fingers crossed. Great show.
He just need to go and join. He just be an ally of Trump. It's over.
Well, y'all, we have the nation, and that's our stronghold, because when Rome falls, like it's already fallen, Rome leaning right now like the leaning tower, and right now it's about to crumble. And what they want us to do is run over there as black people and catch it. But we not. Let that bitch fall. I landed. Peace out.
Hashtag let Rome fall. God damn it. We out.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.